Oh no, and welcome back to Matchday Live, and it's me, Dan, back again. And this weekend, Manchester United have to face Newcastle, and I believe it's the Saturday late game, 5:30. So the team I've gone for is kind of a bit different. So I've dropped Lukaku, I've dropped Sanchez as well, Martial and Rashford up top with Lingard, Pogba, Fred, and then Pereira at the centre defence midfield position, and then we've got Luke Shaw, Smalling, Bailly, and Dalot, and then we've got De Gea in net. So let's go into it. Let's play match. So let's talk about last weekend. I hate to talk about last weekend, but it has to be said. Well, we lost 3-1. It wasn't the best from United. It was really poor from United. You know, first, all right, they got a bit of luck. They scored their first goal. I believe it is Felipe Anderson. He got the first goal, but he shouldn't have stood really, as the goal was Zabaleta who crossed the ball in. He was offside, so that is unfortunate. And then literally, we had a chance with Lukaku straight after that with, well, pretty much like from a corner, and, well, not from a corner, from a cross, and Lukaku had a chance to, well, he hit the post. It was just unlucky, I have to admit, it was unlucky, but I thought he was really poor in that game. But, oh, go on, Lingard. Oh, unlucky. Get that back in or not? Yeah, I thought, you know, he was really poor in that game, Lukaku. So yeah, that was like our best chance of the first half, and then they got their second goal through a deflected shot. It was a Lindelof own goal. Lindelof, I think it was Yarmolenko who shot, and it just deflected off Lindelof, and it went in. So then that was 2-0, and I was like, oh my god, what is happening? You know, to say the least, why Mourinho put McTominay in a back three with Smalling and Lindelof, I do not know. I just thought he was so poor in that game. Oh god, that should be 1-0. I thought McTominay, I felt sorry for him, because he was put in centre back position where he's never played, and it just didn't work for us. And that's where Mourinho got his tactics wrong. He's got his 11 wrong, and yeah, it was just poor. It was great. It was great to see Martial start as well, instead of Sanchez being dropped. So we got Martial. I thought Martial played pretty well until he got subbed off. I thought he should have stayed on personally, as well as Pogba. I thought Pogba should have stayed on as well. You know, he's our best player. He can be our best player. Why sub him off in the second half, I don't know. We do get a goal back through Rashford, second half. I believe it was Luke Shaw corner, and it was like a little nice, tasty little flick. Well, actually, before that, we did have a chance with Fellaini, with Fellaini's head. Oh, that should be a goal or not? Yeah, Fellaini's header. That was a great save from Fabianski, and oh, unlucky. Yeah, it was a great save from Fabianski, but yeah, that was a great save from. I keep saying great save from Fabianski. Yeah, but anyway, from the corner, Luke Shaw put a great ball in, and Rashford just, you know, backheeled, flecked it into the net. It was quite a good finish actually, but the goalkeeper did get a hand to it, but you know, by the end it was too late. So we was pretty much done for at that point. And then the third goal came through. It's just a simple ball from. It's just a simple ball through. Oh, that was unlucky. It was a simple ball from Mark Noble, who got man of the match, I believe, to Arnautovic, and then Arnautovic just put it through. But in that game, it was, you know, it seemed like the players weren't playing for Mourinho. It was just so poor from United. And then in midweek, we did have a Champions League game against Valencia. And we saw Rashford back in with Lukaku, and I didn't really watch the game because unfortunately I was at work, so I didn't really, you know, get to see the game. But I heard Lukaku had a great chance to score, and yeah, the Old Trafford crowd booed off the team, which I thought they deserved, because it's such a lackluster game, really. I've heard. So, oh, what a ball through to Martial! That should be two, and it is. So that's why I've kind of, it's just I don't know where to go. I wasn't surprised that the next day Mourinho wasn't sacked. Quite a lot of fans saying sack him. Quite a lot of fans are saying keep him, stick with him. You will get it right. But I just think the players are not playing for him. You could see that. You could see that in that West Ham game. There was a bit of urgency from that Valencia game, but there wasn't a lot, to be honest. And by then it was pretty much all over, really. So yeah, well, it wasn't all over, but I thought Valencia did have a couple chances themselves. Oh, what a save, De Gea! I feel sorry for De Gea as well, because why would you stick with this team? I'm not surprised that he hasn't signed his new contract yet. We're not. It doesn't look like we're going anywhere with this team at the moment. The only thing, we're out of the League Cup. We're pretty much out of the title race already. Already in October. Well, the end of October, end of September into October, and we're already out of the Premier League race, where we thought third year running, we thought Mourinho will be have this team well drilled and all that, but no, the third year Mourinho curse strikes again, and yeah, it's just not much that we can do about it, I'm afraid. And put it this way, Newcastle, we've got Newcastle this weekend. Newcastle are a bit in the same situation as well. They're down in 18th, and I think we're to 10th or 11th or somewhere like that. But yeah, it was just another loss the weekend. It really did piss me off, that game at the weekend. And to be honest, I didn't really want to watch the Valencia game, because you knew it was either going to be a 0-0 or a loss. I thought that, and it pretty much shows it. We drew 0-0. Yeah, so like I said, Newcastle are a bit in the same situation, really. I don't think they've won this season yet, have they? I think they're in 18th. I knew they drew a couple of weeks ago, but I thought, if I remember correctly, they did lose last weekend to Leicester 2-0. Oh, that should be a goal, or not? How did they not score? Yeah, so they're pretty much in the same situation. But even if they win, even if Man United win, it'll be just paper. It'll be paper over the cracks. I really do think that. And I'll get that. Oh, unlucky. I just think, when will it be until the United board will say enough is enough, and sack Mourinho? Because I mean, I would keep Mourinho, but it's just not. Something's not right. Like I said last week, something is not right at that club. If it's Pogba, saying about all this stuff and all that, or if it's Mourinho with his tactics, and I think it's Mourinho with his tactics personally. Oh, it should be a goal. Yep, thank you. Could call it a little tramp goal, that one. But yeah, I don't know. It seems weird. It seems it's not even all the commentators and stuff like that. Even Gary Neville, Ryan Giggs. Ryan Giggs says to keep him, to stick with him. Because there isn't a quick fix out there. And you know what? I don't think there is. But I can't remember who said something about our situation is a curable situation here at United. It's only the players that I think it is curable. Some people are calling for Zinedine Zidane to come in. I don't think that's the right selection. If we do go for someone, we've got to go for someone who knows the Premier League. We could go for Pochettino, but I doubt that'll happen. Because where Spurs are at the moment, they look really good. So I don't know. That I would bring in Pochettino, or I don't know, probably just give it to Carrick or someone. for the rest of the season, because we can't fix it. You know, we can't fix it right here, right now. If in like off season, maybe, but you know, I don't know. You can't really say anything. Yeah, so Newcastle, not much to say about them really. Sometimes they are a good side. I do believe they beat us last. Yeah, they did beat us last season, but I think it was at the St James's Park. If I believe they beat us. I think it was it 2-0? I'm not too sure, and I can't remember if we beat them at home last season or not. Anyway, it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be a weird. It's going to be a weird game. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a 0-0, to be honest. But I've got a funny feeling, you know, United might turn it on, and you know, might get a. If we can get a victory, you know, yeah, it's great. But if we're going to play like slow football and get a slow victory, you know, it's just going to be. I don't know. It's going to be It's just going to be a weird game to watch, really, because you know, both teams off form. But you know, the funny thing is, you know, I reckon something will happen. You know, either like a big United victory, you know, a good attacking United victory, or we're just gonna either draw to Newcastle, or we're just gonna lose to them 1-0 or something like that. It's gonna happen. I do believe it's gonna happen. I'll be surprised if Lukaku starts after midweek. I thought he had a really bad game against West Ham and Valencia, so. That's why I've kind of gone with like this formation. I reckon if Mourinho went with something like this, you know, we can have Rashford and Martial up top. You know, have Pogba and Fred and Pereira, have, you know, energy in that midfield, instead of having, you know, the slow players like Matic and Fellaini. And then, you know, if we're winning like 2-0 or 3-0, like, you know, in like the 60th minute, maybe then bring on the defensive midfielders. But, you know, the way we set up last weekend, you know, with Fellaini and Matic, we pretty much went to the we pretty much went to the London Stadium, you know, to get a point. It looks like to park the bus, and then counter. But you know, we lost 3-1. So anyway, score prediction. I wouldn't be surprised if we lost, but as a United fan, I've got to believe in my team, and I would say 3-0, but I just can't see it happening. I reckon it might be a boring 1-0 victory. It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I'm going to go for 1-0 victory. Maybe Rashford or Lukaku might score. I'm not too sure. Even Pogba might score. You never know. So anyway, guys, I'm actually going to end it here. So please like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to leave your score predictions below. So right, I'm going. Bye. I know, guys, thank you for watching my video. Hit me up on Twitch and Twitter, and don't forget to watch the playlist down below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.